If you've been following cryptocurrency trends this past year, you know it's not a great time for anyone that has any eggs in that basket. That includes sporting stars too. And one such star, Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence, has seen his investments turn to ash in his hands. We'll be covering his unfortunate turn of events and much more in today's video. First up, Lawrence loses millions. This year has been a terrible time for crypto investors and traders. The crypto market has already endured 3 winters and survived, coming back stronger than ever. But this year is different. This year brought with it the 4th winter, and many are saying that the crypto market is caught in a polar vortex. This marks the first time that a winter has disrupted the market so completely, bringing low even such giants as Bitcoin. Bitcoin was at its peak just last year in November, and now, less than a year later, it's suffering the lowest low since October 2020. It now stands at about a third of its value back in November, leading many to consider a mass dropout from the market. Everyone expected the crypto market to continue its upward trend, as it has many times before. But when millions upon millions are left dangling in the air, no one wants to be the person that drops them. It just so happens that Trevor Lawrence, star quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars, was that person. A recent graphic based on figures provided by the Coin Journal appeared on social media, indicating a number of athletes that have suffered huge losses in the crypto polar vortex. Lawrence was one of them. After putting millions of Australian dollars into the crypto market, Lawrence has just seen 22 of them dissipate into nothing. Next, Lawrence's crypto partnership. So, how did a star like Lawrence end up losing such a huge amount of wealth? Well, he got swept up in the crypto hysteria like everyone else, just like a ton of other athletes have. It became somewhat of a common occurrence in the past few years for major athletes to accept some or all of their salary in the form of virtual currency. It might have seemed like a terrible idea if it wasn't for the boom and value of crypto that convinced many investments in the assets were stable. Other NFL stars that fell into the trap were labeled in the Coin Journal graphic were Saquon Barkley and Odell Beckham Jr. Even Andre Iguodala, who is a 4-time NBA champion, suffered huge losses as a result of such virtual investments. The assets that Lawrence attained were actually part of a partnership agreement he signed with crypto tracking app Blockfolio. As part of the agreement, Lawrence's entire $34 million rookie signing bonus was paid in crypto. Considering the nosedive that his crypto experienced, that value probably sat around $12 million. It's uncertain if Lawrence kept his assets, as many people sold them back when the value was dropping following Bitcoin's peak in November. If he didn't, he definitely suffered a huge loss. So, why is crypto tanking? As we've mentioned before, it isn't just Bitcoin that's tanking, it's the entire market. The reason why this winter is particularly bad is because it comes in amid rising suspicion of a possible recession. Cryptocurrency might be a decentralized currency, but it is still quite closely tied to the traditional stock market. Interest rates in America have steadily been rising in the past year, throwing the economy into disarray. In fact, inflation rates in America have never been this bad, since 1981 at least, and it's resulted in many markets like the Dow Jones tanking. Because of crypto's close ties to the traditional market, it's necessarily going to face a massive downward trend. Scottish historian Niall Ferguson believes that if the history of cryptocurrency is anything to go by, we might be seeing a constant decline in the value to the point that it decreases by about 83%, coming to a new low of about $11,000 US. However, there's still hope for cryptocurrency, as many pundits and followers of the market, including Ferguson, believe that cryptocurrency will eventually see a return to form. It's also believed that the upward trend of the currency will resume once the winter ends and the economy recovers. At the moment, though, Lawrence and anybody else that's attached to their livelihoods to the crypto market is definitely in hot water. We'll be paying close attention to Lawrence in the coming months for word on if he's made it out of the vortex unharmed. Whether Lawrence makes it out okay or not, there are many crypto investors that are definitely suffering from the current economic situation. If nothing else, this is a cautionary tale for investors that are looking to make a quick buck from a volatile market that many experts believe run on greater fool theory. The technology behind cryptocurrency is certainly amazing, but as a stable investment, it has now shown it holds no real water. And now in other news, Arch Manning's prospects. Arch Manning has been touted as the #1 recruit of the class of 2023. and many have begun speculating about the young talent's future. He's already stated that he's committing to Texas, with other potential options being Alabama and Georgia, though it's going to be a year before we actually see him on the field. There's a lot of buzz surrounding him at the moment. Many believe that Manning could potentially make a lot more than other more seasoned NFL players simply due to the NIL deals that will come his way. Entrepreneur David Gardner tweeted that Manning is about to make more money than 70% of quarterbacks in the NFL through endorsements. Some have said that the NIL deal, in conjunction with his NFL contracts, puts it on par with many rookie NFL contracts. As per a ON3 NIL valuation, Manning could be making a whopping $3.1 million, much more than most starting players in the NFL. Next, ex-NFL star speaks on Joe Burrow. LaShawn McCoy is a former NFL running back that last took to the field in 2020 as part of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lineup. He recently joined Chase Claypool on the I Am Athlete podcast, where the two spoke about Claypool's new teammate in the Pittsburgh Steelers. McCoy made a lofty comparison between the new Steeler, Joe Burrow, and AFC North quarterback Kenny Pickett. He said that both are tough, and Burrow in particular because the two share a college alma mater in the Pittsburgh Panthers. Though Claypool seemed a bit taken aback by the comparison, he too praised Burrow as a great player, saying he was mobile and had the potential to create a lot of opportunities for plays. It's a little controversial since Pickett tossed 42 touchdowns in his senior season, while Burrow ended his LSU reign by dropping 60, leading his alma mater to a national championship. It might seem a little odd to compare the two, but it makes sense that McCoy would be a little biased since he comes from the same alma mater. Regardless, it might be a bit of a stretch to say that you're objective when you compare Pickett and Burrow. Lastly, NFL dispute fumbled at Nevada court. Back in October of last year, the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, John Gruden, was forced to resign from his post. The disciplinary action came after it was revealed that Gruden had sent multiple emails that contained sexist, racist, and other unsavory comments. At the time of his resignation, he was in his fourth year of a 10-year contract that signed him $100 million. The resignation wasn't without caveats though, as the Raiders and Gruden also came to a settlement in exchange for his departure. However, Gruden just a month later filed a lawsuit against the NFL and its commissioner Roger Goodell. The lawsuit stipulated that they had intentionally interfered with his contract with the Raiders by directly leaking his personal emails to the media. The NFL, in response, filed separate motions to dismiss the lawsuit and to push Gruden to arbitrate his claims. This May, though, the judge presiding over the suits dismissed the motion. Some believe that this was a fumble on the part of the judge. Christopher Dubert, writing for JD Supra, set out to elaborate on why the ruling was so problematic. Generally, courts have often recognized the authority of commissioners to regulate activities within their respective leagues and have historically deferred to the commissioner's rights to arbitrate in these situations. However, the judge in Nevada, without citing a single case or statute, decided to deny the request for arbitration, stating that it was unconscionable for such an arbitration to proceed. The only argument that Gruden provided against arbitration was that the commissioner would be the arbitrator, and for some reason the judge found that compelling enough to dismiss the request. It's odd, considering arbitration overseen by the league commissioners have always been respected by the courts. The NFL still has grounds to defend itself against Gruden's lawsuit, but without an appeal, they'll be subject to the courts rather than a private arbitration. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think the Nevada judge was right to deny the NFL their request for private arbitration? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.